Hey everybody, Luxinda here, new day, new tumbler project. We are going to start by putting some white glitter on a already glittered tumbler. I'm using this because it's convenient, not because this is like some magic new trick or something, because it's not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up about 10 milliliters of the lightning cure, the really super fast set from the epoxy resin store. I'm going to put a fraction of that. I don't need 10 milliliters. I'm going to put some of it on this tumbler, and then I'm going to pour on this beautiful white from Fran's Glitter and More called Salt K, and we'll go on to the next step once that sets up. So just going to get started. Here we go. Okay, we're back. This has set up completely. I did spray it with a layer of clear spray just to make sure the glitter was good and sealed on there. And I am going to do, I think initially this started out as called a cow print because people would drop like black blotches of alcohol ink or brown or whatever the cow color was supposed to be. And then people started adding more colors. I did it too. Then people started experimenting with drips. I've done some of that, but this is something I wanted to try for a while, and it's just a modification or just a variation on all of those things. So I'm just going to put some inks on here. That's all I'm doing. We have T-Rex. All these are T-Rex Day. We have Pacific Blue, Aegean Sea, Island Teal, Wisteria, and Sea Glass. And I'm not even going to tell you there's some sort of method to my madness or anything. I'm just going to put ink on. I'm going to do some from the top dripping this way and some, actually this will be the bottom, sorry. Some from the bottom rim dripping this way and some from the top rim dripping that way. And I feel like I've done this before. I know I did this with Bombay ink. I think I did it with red alcohol ink as well, just to see if there was a difference in how they looked, and there was. And I was thinking dark red blood drips around Halloween time last year. No red involved in this one, so I think I'm going to wear gloves. This will get messy. I'm also going to put some 91% alcohol in a cup, just clear alcohol, and have a pipette at the ready in case I feel the need to futz like I do sometimes. I don't know that I'll have to or want to, but just in case. Oh, I also want to cover this up on the bottom. I often don't bother with that, but since I'm going to be using a lot of colorful alcohol ink, I'll just, make use of that. We'll see. Well, there's not a whole lot of difference in my blues. Huh. At least you can tell the difference on that one. No, that's not very pretty, is it? Interesting.
Very interesting.
This looks like it might keep traveling for a little while, so I'm going to put it aside and let it finish settling. Because, I don't know if you can see this, it's still moving in some cases, which is fine. I like this. It's doing unexpectedly more than I thought, but I like it. Okay, like I said, put it aside, let it settle. We'll be back. Okay, we're back. This has completely settled. It is completely dried. Probably didn't need to wait overnight because alcohol evaporates very quickly, but I was just playing it safe. So now I'm going to put some resin on it. I am going to use Mr. Nola's Glitter's Speed Dry because it's very thick and it will also dry pretty quickly, like in an hour and a half or so. And then we can see if we want to do something else. So here we go. And we're back. Okay, so I put a layer of resin on this. I used Mr. Nola's Glitter's Speed Dry just because it's really thick and it would cover up most of the glitter in one coat. And then I sanded the bejeebers out of it, technical term. I'm going to put vinyl on it, so I don't need to apply another coat of resin to make it clear and shiny like I would if I were going to apply a water slide or a decal that's on clear plastic that would, show some of what's underneath. Then you want it to be another layer of smooth, shiny epoxy resin. But in this case, it's just vinyl. And I think I'm going to put everything right here. I love how this looks. I was just going to leave it as is, but I thought, yeah. And then I thought, well, something to do with the ocean, maybe. Like this is, I don't know, seaweed. And then I was looking around the internet and I kind of got the vibe of the coral reefs. Kind of, it's not coral color, obviously. But coral actually comes in a lot of different colors, so I'm going to go with coral reefs. And I am going to use Nito brand printable vinyl, and I'm also going to use some adhesive vinyl. And because the transfer tape might cause a problem if it gets stuck to the printable vinyl, it might rip the design. I'm going to put this vinyl on first, and I'm going to put that down here, and then I'm going to put the mermaid up top. Personal preference, you do what you want. In fact, let me know below in the comments section how you would have finished this cup. What idea comes to mind looking at this particular design? Would you have gone with something completely different than oceanic? And if so, what would that have been? All right, do I want the mermaid to look this way or this way? I don't know. The mermaid herself comes from Midjourney. I asked Midjourney, which is an AI art generator, to draw me a mermaid. It's a little off center. I need to recalibrate my Cricut, obviously. And then I'm just going to put her here. Yeah. It's pretty good. I do have a sunny day today. I may just put some UV resin over this whole section, cure it up out in the sunshine so everything is tacked on. You could spray it with a clear spray of some sort to seal it on. You could use polyurethane like Quick Coat from CCDIY. You could just leave it as is and take a chance that it won't lift around the edges when you put epoxy resin over the whole cup. I tend to seal. Not always, but I tend to, especially with printed vinyl. This is some UV resin you can get off of Amazon. I'll link to everything below. I'll just put some UV resin over here and then spread it around. You want to go outside the edges so that it's actually tacking the edges down. That's the whole point here. This back on here and stick it out in the sun. Once this is set up, I'll put a layer of epoxy resin over the whole thing. I will absolutely add some Mr. Nola's Glitter's 504 into the final coat of resin, and the next time you see her, she should be out in the sunshine. Here we go.